If you're my age, that's 27? One of the first cars that will flash up in your brain when you hear the words hot and hatch will be the Renault Megane Rs. Back in the day, this car was advertised with the "I see you baby, shaking that ass" soundtrack, and you can see why. Because it has a really big ass. Anyway, the limited edition R26R version you see here was the daddy, featuring a carbon fibre bonnet, stripped interior, roll cage, bucket seats and a 2-litre turbo that kicked out 230 horsepower. In 2008, it clinched the Nürburgring lap record for a front-wheel drive production car with a time of 8 minutes 17 seconds, making it the hottest property on the hot hatch market. Then came the new Megane RS. The fastest version, the 275 Trophy R, blitzed the Nürburgring in an astonishing 7 minutes 54 seconds, while the 275 Trophy you see here was no slouch either, with a top speed of 158 miles an hour and a chassis, engine and gearbox so good you'd swear that you'd set a new lap record on every twisty B-road you laid its sticky feet on.
Which means that the all-new Renault Megane RS has got a lot to live up to. I don't envy you, mate.
Now, this being the brand new Megane RS, we have to talk about the looks. At the rear, we've got wide flanks, a big old diffuser, and a twin-exit central exhaust just like the original Gangster RS. Moving to the side, you'll see a subtle roof spoiler, 19-inch wheels, front and rear doors, wheel arch vents, and a pretty good-looking profile.
And at the front of the car, we've got a very proud Renault badge. It is bigger than my hand. We've got an F1 style blade. And yeah, from the front of the car, lots of aggression. From the side of the car, aggression, but kind of more family oriented. And from the rear, it's a good looking car. It's not quite as chic as something like a Golf GTI, but it does look better, to my eyes at least, than a Civic Type R and a Focus. I would give it a solid 7.5 out of 10 for looks. On the inside of the new RS, we've got really nice, attractive and figure-hugging seats. We've got an awesome steering wheel with suede at the top, perforated leather on the side, and a 6-speed manual gearbox. Perforated leather on the side, and a 6-speed manual gearbox. Inside we have seats, steering wheel, and a 6-speed manual gearbox. No! Is probably what you're thinking right now. But fear not, fellow petrol heads, because there is a 6-speed manual gearbox too. Get in! Right, so this video is going to be split into 2 parts. The first half is going to be me driving this 6-speed automatic EDC gearbox, and then the second half will be me driving the Cup chassis manual gearbox, which we're going to cut to now. The Cup chassis is really nice and mated to this manual gearbox. Wow, c'est magnifique! Whoa, Jesus Christ. Okay, that was a little bit wild. And now you're back in the room. So the reason that I'm driving the automatic isn't because I prefer automatics, it's because the manual gearboxes are pre-production cars and you're not actually allowed to drive them on the road yet. But one cool thing that you do get with the automatic that you don't get with the manual is launch control. So why not start this part of the review with launch control? All you need to do is pull back these levers, launch control, foot on the brake, foot on the accelerator, and away we go. A lot of tyre smoke. Woohoo! Pretty good, right? You've got farts coming from the exhaust. The engine note itself sounds pretty fruity, it's not too bad. And let's not forget that this is a 1.8 litre 4-cylinder now, whereas before they were 2-litre 4-cylinders. We've got a twin scroll turbocharger, we've got 280 horsepower, 288 pounds-foot of torque. Top speed with the automatic car is 155 miles an hour, and if you opt for the manual, you get 3 more miles an hour out of the engine, 158 miles an hour. Now, the headline news with the new Megane RS is that it has 4-wheel steering, and that means that yes, the rear wheels steer as well. When you're driving under 60 kilometers an hour or 37 miles an hour, the rear wheels move move by 2.7 degrees in the opposite direction, and that effectively just helps with maneuverability. And when you're driving at higher speeds, they move in the same direction as the front wheels, but only by about 1 degree. But that does give you more high-speed stability, and you definitely do feel it, especially when you're doing, I don't know, anywhere between 10 and 20 miles an hour. It's caught me out a couple of times where I've put on quite a lot of lock, and then I've been like, bugger, I need to actually reduce the amount of lock because the rear wheels are steering quite a lot. It is quite a cool thing to have, but I wonder if it's 100% necessary. I like the looks, especially from the outside, but on the inside, apart from this really nice steering wheel and the really nice seats, I think the interior is just a bit too bland, and it doesn't look sporty or RS-y enough. I just need a bit more oomph to tell me that I've bought myself an RS. Hey, let's talk about what it's like on the road. Gearbox is pretty quick. We've got hydraulic bump stops. That means that when you do go over like a massive dip or a big pothole, that the wheel goes straight back down to the ground super quickly. So you've got loads of contact patch on the road at all times. Right, we're gonna chuck it into this right-hander. I mean, yeah, it holds on these roads, quite dusty, a little bit slippery. I wasn't scared. I think Jack was a little bit scared, but we were all right. The steering is nice. It's good weight, and it's a super darty car. Suspension on this sport chassis is pretty firm. It's a little bit roly-poly through the corners. Now, the reason that there is now a 6-speed EDC automatic gearbox is because the Megane RS is more of a global car now. It needs to appeal to more people. So this literally is a car that you can put in D. You don't need to have it in race mode. You just have it in normal mode, and you can cruise it. You know, you could plonk your kids into the back, or your dog, or whatever, your cat. I don't know, if you have a cat, you take a cat with you, you can do that. It's comfortable. It's pretty quiet in here when you want it to be quiet. It's really spacious. And yeah, it's just a car that will appeal to more people than the Megane RS has ever done so before. I don't think that this new car sounds quite as good as the predecessor, because the old car had a crazy induction system. I mean, at some points it was a little bit annoying, but at the back of my mind I was like, yeah, the inner chav in me is loving this, because you would put your foot down and it used to go like that. It's actually quite annoying. I kind of see why they haven't injected it with stupid amounts of power. They've given it the four-wheel steering instead, which means that it's more nimble through corners. So although something like a Civic Type R will outrun it, through the corners this will catch right back up. And that's pretty cool. It's a bit like the hare and the tortoise. So I would say, Renault Sport guys, job well done.
So now we know what the RS is like on the road, let's hit the track.
So here we go. What better way to test out the new Renault Sport Megane than by going on track with it? Cup chassis, 10% stiffer, and we have got the holy grail manual gearbox. They haven't actually changed it from the previous Megane RS because apparently it was so damn good. I think the safety car is going to pull in, and then me and a bunch of people that I know, fellow journalists, are going to hit the track. Always get really nervous at the start of these things, like I'm about to enter a race. Don't bin it. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Okay, that was a little bit wild. There's my inexperience. Pretty much a racing driver, but not really, am I? Let's face it. Oh, what can I tell you about the car though? First things first, the gearbox is really, really nice. Really impressed with this. If you're into your cars, go for the manual gearbox. It's a peach. This car's actually pretty quick as well. 200 kilometers an hour. Brakes are strong. The noise is good actually. I'm happy about the noise now. I wasn't so taken with it on the road yesterday, but now on the track where you can really open it up, yeah, decent. Bit of understeer there, but the LSD is helping us out. Lift off oversteer for the win. Yes. Good fun. Cup chassis definitely, manual gearbox 100%. It really, really makes the car. It's fun. It's a really fun, capable car. And this is only the start of the Megane RS. When that trophy comes out, or the Trophy R, you wait and see. That Nürburgring lap time will completely disappear with the Trophy R. So do yourself a favor. You're gonna buy one of these, get the manual, get the cup chassis, and have some fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I hope you enjoyed the car as much as I did. I have a little present to give away for you guys. It is a Renault Megane Rs, but it's a really small one. If you want me to, I'll sign it. It's a limited edition 0989 of 4000, so 989 of 4000. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment if you fancy, and yeah, I will pick someone at complete random to win this. We're going to send it worldwide. And yeah, you can have a Megane RS of your very own. Unless I take it home.